In today's video, we're going to explore how you can get a woman hooked, or in other words, how you can get her coming back for more when you start seeing one another. And to those guys out there who have an easy time attracting women, asking them out on dates, but also find it hard to get this woman to show up on the second, third date, or sometimes even on the first date, this might be a video that you want to pay close attention to. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Ha ha ha! Alright, what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Bonding Relationships. If it's your first time, my name is Evans-Claude Sabbi. On this channel, I teach you guys dating and relationship principles that will bring abundance and also bring more fulfillment in your life. And in today's video, I want us to talk about how you can get a woman hooked, how you can get her coming back for more, how you can get her addicted to you. Now, I know we have a very negative viewpoints, negative perspective when it comes to the word addiction as it stands, because we think that addiction leads to something that's bad, something that's terrible. However, addiction by itself is very neutral. What determines what's good or bad is the result that addiction produces. So when you try to get a woman hooked or addicted to you, you're not really manipulating someone in a negative way. If your intentions are to love this woman, to create experiences that are going to enrich not just your life, but her life as well. Most of us know that when we engage in an activity that we find rewarding, that we find exciting, dopamine gets released in our blood system. With that, we know that dopamine gets released at its highest level for the first time when you engage in an activity that's rewarding. But for all those other times that follow, as soon as we anticipate engaging in an activity that's rewarding, dopamine gets released in our body. So to me, that's very exciting. It simply means that you can actually use the power of anticipation to get a woman coming back for more. How so? Let's say you've met someone and there is that mutual attraction between the two of you, and you decide to exchange numbers. After talking for a little bit, you go your separate ways. What happens is that anticipation kicks in. And as we know, when anticipation kicks in, for a thing that we think the reward is going to be positive, our bodies release dopamine. She starts thinking, when is he gonna reach out to me? When is he gonna either call me or text me? And this girl, she might anticipate you reaching out and setting a date. And if you end up doing that, she gets a reward of you reaching out to her and setting that date. The dopamine release was actually higher when she was thinking about you compared to when you actually called her, set that date, or you started talking to her. So the question becomes, how do you get a woman to have these dopamine surges in her brain when she thinks about you after you've initially met? One thing that you have to do, one thing that you must do, is refrain from reaching out to this girl each and every free time you have, because you see this a lot where when people meet for the first time, all they want to do is just keep texting. That is something you have to be mindful of. The main reason why you want to do that is because you avoid being too available. By you not being too available, it gives that woman the time and space to start thinking about you. And the moment she starts thinking about you, she actually starts having these dopamine releases because she finds you attractive. And within that time when she's thinking about you before you reach out to set that date, dopamine gets released higher and higher and higher. And as soon as you fulfill that, she gets rewarded with, oh, he has set a date and we are going to meet up, let's say, next week. After you reach out to this woman and set that date, dopamine release again starts all over again, because she's going to start thinking, how is the date going to be? What am I going to wear? Is he going to touch me lovingly? Is he going to kiss me at the end of that date or during that date? And she starts thinking about all these possibilities. After that date, let's say you've had a really good time, dopamine is going to start all over again, because it's like a loop, it's like a circle. And when you allow her the space to be curious, when you allow her the space to imagine things, to imagine possibilities, she starts thinking more about you. She starts getting more addictive chemicals released in her body. And this is just the nature of human behavior. Something to keep in mind here is that when you meet a woman who is also interested in you, the more you fulfill some of these anticipations, some of the curiosity that she has, the more she's going to expect them. the more she expects them, she's not gonna run away from you, my man. She's gonna keep coming back so that you can keep fulfilling some of these things, some of these thoughts she is having. But when you get a woman's number and you don't reach out, after time that disappointments become too big, that attraction level that she had on you disappears. If you set and go on a date, but you don't touch her, you don't kiss her, you don't really listen to her, that attraction level that she had towards you diminishes. When you do the things that she anticipates you doing, things like listening, things like having a skin-to-skin touch between the two of you, things like kissing her either during or at the end of the date, it gets that wheel of anticipation going. Just be very mindful of that. In order for you to get a woman hooked, in order for you to keep her coming back for more, you have to create these periods, these pockets of anticipation. And these pockets, this time for her to think and wonder about you is not going to be there if you're reaching out to her every second that you have free. If you're going to be texting from sunrise to sunset, it leaves no room for curiosity. It leaves no room for mystery. There is nothing there that's going to keep her wondering as to, oh, I wonder what he's doing today because we are meeting, let's say, tomorrow, and she thinks that she can't wait to be around your presence. It's that space you give her that actually brings her closer to you. So if you're having a hard time keeping women coming back for more, first of all, think, are you being too available? If that's the case, withdraw some of your presence you give this particular woman. And it could also be you not fulfilling the anticipation that this woman has. Did you take her number? Make sure that you call her up to set a date if you find her attractive. Did you go on a date? Make sure that there is that connection that happens, that skin-to-skin time, that touch that takes place. And after that, are you progressing that towards a sexual connection? Because at some point, she's going to be expecting that as well. So thank you very much for watching to this point. And if you want one-on-one coaching, you can email me at hello@evanssabbi.com. Plus, head over to the website, evans-claude.com. There's blogs that get posted there and more content on a regular basis. Thank you very much for watching to this point. Always live abundantly, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.